we would see they try to get this Gushin. And in that regard, Signal Ultra definitely won out. However, the bans definitely highlight the removal of a lot of tanks. So removing the Cho, removing the Kaya is actually pretty big, considering the tank pool is actually very limited. And then Finesse pick up probably the last two viable tanks here. So I'm having a hard time finding some ways out of Signal for this
Yeah,
in
I
terms of
guess the
tank.
question now, Rockert, for Signal is whether or not they will pick up any tanky hero for themselves or just full on invest onto damage and try to break through these very meaty targets
Yeah,
on Finesse Solid.
it's actually fun because they are basically forced into using the Lolita instead. Lolita is a great tank, especially if you're protecting against really solid marksman, but I don't think Finesse is gonna go for that at all. I feel like Finesse is just lacking some assassins. I think they just need one solid fighter like a Liam Ward, by the way, which is left open on the second rotation for Finesse, which is funny. Claude as well, completely ignored by Signal Ultra. Man, the confidence in this team is just
Yeah.
off the charts.
So last two picks. Gonna go over here to Signal Ultra. Let's see what they decide to go for. Like you mentioned, they did pick up the Lolita for themselves. Quite down the tier list in terms of tanky champions. Consider what isn't available for them. But let's see what they decide to round out their draft with. It
Oh
will be
man,
the Hellcurt.
this is kind of, I want to say okay, but you gotta think about it, man. Hellcurt, super assassin, great split pusher, although very soft. Same story with Gushen, has great killing potential. Also very mobile, also very soft. I like that they tried to invest on the Diggy to try to maybe stop some of the CC coming in their way from Finesse, like Akai's Hurricane Dance, Minotaur's Ultimate as well. But again, this is kind of a very vulnerable composition, don't you think?
Yeah, of course, Signal Ultra, like you did mention, very squishy heroes on their side. They're kind of playing with fire here, in my opinion,
They are.
where they
True.
went for this incredibly squishy lineup. They're facing all of these tanks. If they do get caught out, if they get initiated on, they're gonna just be gone within seconds.
That's right. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Can Signal Ultra actually survive with this composition? Because I feel like they went a bit overboard here, man.
That is the challenge, though. You
Yeah.
know, you draft something such as this. You want to play that risk versus reward. I feel though that the reward is very high for their draft.
That's true. High reward, especially when they get rolling on the cushion, on the carry, does have a timer on it. Carries do tend to function a lot better in the later parts of the game, wherein in the earlier stages of the game, this Claude most likely gonna rip through them. So they need to do a lot of micro gameplay here if they want to survive. That's something that we want to check out here, man. Any predictions? What do you think?
Since you did mention that the more carries on the side of Signal Ultra, they would want to tend to play a bit slower compared to Finna Solid, where they want to push the pace here with all of their initiation abilities. As we're gonna see level one brawl here.
So again, it's gonna be Signal Ultra versus SG Dragons Finesse. This is game one, ladies and gentlemen, and it's already looking like a bit of a slobber knocker on the bottom lane. Again, Levi gonna be left to do the solo plays on the bottom lane. No surprises there. Yako though on the top, it's probably gonna need a lot of babysitting on their side.
Yeah, we're expecting a slow-paced game from Signal Ultra. Of course, you want them to scale up here on their carries. Don't want to get too far behind, but I'm looking at Dragon's Finesse here, and the moment they get their ultimates, Rocket, I feel like they're gonna be forcing a lot of these fights.
I feel so. And then they need to rely on the ultimates in order to make it work. You know what, Signal Ultra, they are very squishy, but they do have their win condition. Win condition here for Finesse, basically stop Signal Ultra from getting traction. As long as they can do that, Few is going to have a hard time on the Gushin. Even D cannot really protect the whole composition with just the time during the ultimate from the Diggy. So, again, Finesse also has to be very careful. Once Signal Ultra pops up, it's going to be very hard to stop.
Yeah, so Finesse, they're kind of playing on a timer here where they can't allow the members of Signal Ultra to scale. You want them to push the pace here. I'm seeing a lot of level 3 on their side. So level 4 on this Akai. They're going to want that Hurricane available, but we're going to see a bit of an engage here.
There you go, a bit of an engagement on the bottom lane. Finesse still knocking on the door. of Signal Ultra on the bottom lane. They know specifically that this is a very vulnerable lane for Signal Ultra, so they're trying to capitalize. Top lane, though, a different capitalization of their own. Signal Ultra gets some gold on their side.
Yeah, of course. This is what you want to see Finesse do. You want them to push the pace. They're trying to go for these plays, but with that investment towards the bottom half of the map, it did give Signal Ultra the opportunity to take the turtle. So, bit of a missed opportunity there for Finesse. Now they're gonna try and look for something here. Look at where Akai is hiding. It's a bit of a flag here. Here we go.
So again, nice time reversal there. Try to make sure they are kept alive here for the meantime.
Signal,
And-
oh, Signal Ultra sort of got lucky there, in my opinion. The Akai was in a really good spot. As we get a fight,
Tets, though, has a deadly magic being forced back by Lex. Gonna lock him down against the wall. There's no one to save him. First blood goes over to Carl.
yeah, we're gonna see first blood there for Finesse, and that's exactly what they've been wanting, trying to do for the past minute. They're trying to set up that early gameplay. Now, Signal Ultra, they need to avoid these from happening. They want to avoid fighting early. They still want to get their items, get their experience, and try to scale up in this game.
And again, that's starting to be a bit more difficult here. Finesse seem to be putting the tempo up. Considering they do have the Harley, great damage on the deadly magic. Considering there's also Dale on the Claude, it will be very easy to proc the deadly magic. Make sure there's someone who goes down right away whenever Finesse goes for the fights. And Signal Ultra, as we've been repeating this over and over again, such a squishy composition if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, very squishy indeed, but we keep posing these problems for Signal Ultra Rockard. How would you, if you are Signal Ultra, how would you slow down the pace that Finesse is trying to force them to play at?
I would definitely just do this. Just go over the assassinations, remove the Claude, remove the Harley. Of course, the other parts is not going to happen, but for the meantime, Lex wants to go for something. Time Journey is going to be able to save them from sure death, but of course, that's not going to be enough to stop the rest of Finesse from barreling down top lane. Yako trying to do some damage, but Levi's on the back line, trying to clean up as much as he can. And I would say that's best case scenario there for Signal Ultra. They went a bit greedy for the kill. They only suffered one death. I think that's best case for them.
I'm honestly very surprised that it's only one death, but as we say that, there's another kill going over to Finesse. Are they gonna find more?
I
Very
think that's going to be unlikely. Again, the low cooldown on Deadly Magic on this Harley is just doing great for them. But while all that is happening on top, we got a bit of a sneaky play going on. On the bottom lane, secured again by Cignal is the Turtle. Locked down on the Hellcurt. No way out for you, Finesse. Trade the Turtle for a kill.
Yeah, I'd say that is still worth it though for Signal Ultra. More gold, more experience onto their side means better time to scale faster onto their items. But yeah, you want to see more aggression from Finesse here. I feel like Signal Ultra, yeah, they've been doing a great job of trying to slow Finesse down, but Finesse still picking up all of these kills early.
That's right. And again, Finesse, they do have the tools to do that. I mean, instant assassinations with the Hurricane Dance. Lex is so aggressive on this Akai right now. And I feel like they're just going to keep going more and more. They do have the tanks to do it. Lex locks down D. He cannot time Journey out of there. Gets kicked out. Carl takes him out. More damage happening here. Boo with ultimate. Knocks up Tets. Tets still going to be able to put up that shield. Yako in a very bad position. Dale and Carl with the duo tag team to take out the marksman for Cignal. And this Signal Ultra lineup is slowly but surely deteriorating right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, exactly as you said, Rockhart. The aggression there from the Akai. No hesitation diving into the tower, knowing that the rest of his team will back him up. Actually, I feel like he's the only one who died in that engage. But yeah, that is a big victory for Finesse.
That's right, and Finesse, they are fulfilling their win condition. Funnily enough, Signal Ultra still keeping even with the goal right now. 16k for both of these teams. Itemization looking a lot cleaner for Finesse, but I gotta say, items don't really matter that much on the side of Finesse. I want to look at the items more of Signal Ultra. Look at the carry, look at the Hellcurt, look at the Gushen. That's where all the damage is going to be coming from here, from this lineup. Looks like one of them is going to be in very bad danger. Deadly Magic onto Tets. Of course, that's a very beefy front line. Has the shielding that he needs to stop some of the cards from coming in. Yako, though, getting hunted down by the rest of Finesse. They know that's the weakness of that lineup.
Yeah, and good job by Cignal Ultra sticking with the gold here. Briefly mentioned it earlier that they have been able to at least stick with the gold, consider that the kills are well in favor of Finesse. Now,
Ooh.
we can
Again,
clearly see that Finesse is trying to look for a fight here.
absolutely. Pushing the fight over and over again all around the map. And they know that if Cignal Ultra tries to answer, they're in for a bad time. And they are doing just that. Carl, great damage on the card tricks or the poker tricks. Great damage on the lightning truncheon as well. Will be able to stop the rest of Cignal Ultra from coming in. But I feel like this is going to be a hard-fought fight here for Finesse. Will they try to go and brute force their way in it? Looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Mid lane got taken out, but bottom lane, top lane rather, it's going to be a fight going, looks like, in favor of the blue side squad. Knocked up by Boo, not going to be enough. Dale, with the blazing duet, takes out a big chunk of the HP bar for Cignal Ultra, but he's going to get removed on his own. Triple kill for the carry. Oh my god, all the goal is going to their marksman. It's a maniac, ladies and gents.
Yeah, that is a wipeout by Cignal Ultra. I feel like that was an overextension by Finesse. They try to bite off more than they can chew, and they get punished for it by Cignal Ultra. They're gonna get even more gold here with this tower. That was pretty much a botched dive by...
What the heck was that? You gotta ask yourself. I mean, I know Finesse is in a great position, but they're not that ahead in gold. Cignal Ultra still had the capability to fight back. That's just all that they did. They didn't even set up any big play in that fight. Just went straight with their ultimates, went straight with the fighting potential that they had, and they won it outright just because they had Finesse caught between two towers.
Yeah,
that is big.
I'd say that was good offense by Finesse, but better defense by Cignal Ultra. Like you mentioned, in between two towers, the gold wasn't that big of a difference, but if you're in game, you really can't tell, even though the kills were very much in their favor. Finesse wouldn't be able to tell how big of a lead that they had, and I feel
That's true.
Just a bit of cockiness there really cost them that fight.
I mean, they did have great map control, but maybe something that they were not taking into consideration is where were we in the gold rankings? Of course, that's not something you would be able to see outright, but maybe they felt they were a lot higher up in the lead than they thought they were. Again, this is going to be a very confident Cignal Ultra going in for the fight. Yako gets an unstoppable after that maniac. Great support there by the Diggy. That's what's enabling them to be so confident in these fights. Removing the crowd control is huge for this team, and they're doing just that.
Yeah, now though, it's a 4v5. I feel like Finesse want to challenge the Lord Take here. They're gonna try and go for a fight here. Nobody going down just yet. Finally, the Gushing goes down.
Yep, over-aggression by that Thomas. Of course, we still have Boo fighting it up, but that's a lot of damage being taken up by Finesse. And of course, Yako is in a very bad position. Basically, the rest of the team was down south in the bush area. He was up on the high ground. And apparently, that was a miscommunication. That position on the carry was horrible.
Yeah, that is a 2-for-2 though in the end. Finesse were able to stop the Lord from being taken. Now they're going to try and rush it down with their Akai here. Lolita going to try to respond to this. It's still a numbers advantage for Finesse. I think they might be able to take this down.
I think they will. Let's roll. Being called by Lex already. Blazing Duet secures the Lord. That's looks like he's in for a bad time. Tried to be saved by Diggy. Not going to be enough though. Again, the rest of Finesse starting to get into that composure to go for the fights once more. And I feel like that they were right on the docket that time.
Yeah, even though they lost that big fight towards the top half, you still need to play confident if you are Finesse. You don't want this game to go late. They go for the aggressive play, and after the overextension, once they force the members of Cignal Ultra back, they take the opportunity given to them. Go for the Lord now.
And this Lord is going to be big. Although, again, it's going to be a bit easier to take down for Cignal as long as they can get in a good position. And that's what Finesse is trying to stop right now. Getting this Lord down with a carry, no problem. That's a DPS. And looks like they're able to do that. But bottom lane going to be the sacrificial lamb here for Cignal Ultra. They cannot defend that with just this many members. And mid lane also going to be in peril of getting taken out. Of course, the rest of Finesse still very much waiting in the wings here, waiting for Cignal Ultra to make a really bad mistake. Of course, that's not going to happen. Cignal Ultra, I think they know what's up.
Yeah, that's a really nice rotation by Finesse to take down the bottom tower after most of Signal Ultra were around towards the opposite half of the map, but again, they aren't able to find the engage yet. I feel like Finesse are respecting Signal Ultra now. They know they can't go for those over-aggressive dives, so
Yeah. And
they're waiting for somebody to misstep here on Signal Ultra, but like you did mention, they know that they can't make that mistake because one of their members gets picked off, the game might just end.
yeah, as long as time is passing by, I feel like Signal Ultra is starting to get on par with what Finesse is doing. Finesse feels like they can take fights. I don't think that's the case. Signal Ultra definitely in the position to go even further. They have more damage on Desenia, on Few, and I feel like Dale is just gonna have a harder time later on to try to take people down because of all the shielding that's happening right now on the side of Signal Ultra. You can't blazing duet straight into a fight anymore, or else you can probably get taken out quite easily. And considering this Claude is the main damage dealer for Finesse, you have to take very, very good care of it.
Yeah, and you know, Rahart, if you're a Signal Ultra, you're happy to just sit back here and take all of this farm. Just wait for Finesse to try and go for that dive, and once they do, you go for the counter punch, you go for the punish on that, because right now you see the way that Signal Ultra is playing. They're just rotating as a group, trying not to get picked off and just clearing these waves over and over. They're stalling this out pretty well. As for Finesse, when do you decide, okay, it's go time? I feel like they haven't grouped up necessarily to try and go for that aggressive 5v5. So when
Yeah,
does this
man.
fight happen?
This Diggy absolutely saving grace here for SG Dragon's Finesse. And I feel like they have more of an error threshold here. I'm talking about Signal. Because Finesse, once you remove the Plod, I feel like everyone's just going to start backing off. I don't think Levi is enough on the Famous, but I really want that to be the case because I feel like the Famous is such an underrated hero right now in the scene. And I want them to prove me wrong. But in the meantime, Carl gonna be taken out there quite easily by Signal. No damage received by this team, and everyone from Finesse just running for the hills.
Yeah, that's a big damage dealer gone on the side of Finesse. Great pick off there by Signal Ultra, finding the chink in the armor of Finesse. And I think the passive play kind of got to Finesse. They wanted to force something, forced one of their members to commit an error, make a mistake. Now, with the numbers advantage on the map, Signal Ultra gonna try and go for towers.
And I think that's actually what you need to do. Aside from taking the Lord, this is what you need to do. Siege up against Finesse. Let's see if they're gonna go for a fight. Courage Bulwark gonna be popped there. Again, Dale. Oh my god, the time reversal made him miss all of those blazing duet hits. He's gonna be taken out of the fight. And looks like the rest of Finesse is still bobbing up in the middle of the fight. Boo only knocks up Tet. And Daisei are going to be able to take out Dale. That's the majority of the damage removed. Is this Levi going to be enough to do it? I don't think so. Lex is on the back line. He's stopping the support here from Cignal. And now they were able to do what they came here to do. Carl was already able to respond just because of how long that fight went. And because of the Carl response, I think that was all they needed to get that fight in their favor.
Man, for a second there, I thought that would have been disaster for Finesse because you mentioned how important he is to this team. He's actually the first member of Finesse to go down in that fight, but the moment he did, the carry on the side of Signal Ultra also died. Now, they're going to find D here, going to force him away. I feel like Finesse will be able to secure their second Lord of the game, but man, that fight really could have gone either way in my opinion.
Exactly. I mean, that's the funny thing. I mean, how can you say that against a composition that doesn't actually have a decent tank? The Lolita, soloing it up is just really fun. But then, you know what the funny part is? Once you remove D and Tets, the rest of Signal Ultra just went up in smoke. That's, I feel like that shouldn't be the case. D and Tets should know that once they get in a bad position, the rest of the team is basically paper, waiting to be ripped by Finesse Solid. And that's exactly what they did. And for the meantime, it's going to be a recovery period here for the rest of Signal Ultra. The goal lead is not that big, but I feel like map control definitely on the side of the red side squad here.
And speaking of map control, the Lord has been summoned in the mid lane. It will allow Finesse to go for a play on another side of the map. It will force Signal Ultra to make a decision here. Do we go for a fight or do we clear this Lord? Because if they go mid lane, it means Finesse can take down a tower elsewhere. Let's see where they invest most of their members.
Yep, smarter play would be this just to clear the waves and just wait for the Lord to walk very, very close by. That way you don't risk that much. But Lex looks like he has a different plan. D will be forcing up the time journey. 4-man, no middle blast. It's a disaster for Finesse. Triple kill for Few. Oh my god, there was not much to say after that. Once the no middle blast hit, all of the skills of Cignal just went into each and every member of Finesse Dragons, and Cignal Ultra wiped out Finesse.
Just
in one fell swoop.
In a snap of the fingers of Cignal Ultra, they decide this game might just end here.
Wow. That was beautiful from Cignal Ultra, tanking up the mid lane tower just because they know they can. And the backdoor defensive bonus not going to be enough. I think Cignal Ultra, they want to end this up. No middle blast, charge in, locks down Lex. He has that canceled Hurricane Dance, and just like that, Cignal Ultra with the super turnaround made the almost tankless composition work.
Yeah, that was a really nice engage towards the end there in the mid lane. No pressure all the pressure being applied by Finesse, but Cignal Ultra kept it cool, kept it composed.